Oh my God! So Poonam Pandey made a very dangerous move. She faked her death. So I mean,
Hmm.
I now there are also different steps being taken about this. I mean, just people are criticizing her of making this kind of move because it is not good, right? You are just making yourself. I mean, the death you are faking, and then you are just spreading awareness about the cancer. It doesn't resonate. Right? There are other ways also one can do this kind of stuff, but this is just a publicity stunt. She just want to gather the attention, and moreover, you as you already mentioned before, like in cricket matches also, she just tells that I will become nude when India won. So it's all kind of publicity stunt. She just wants her
Hmm.
name to be on the top of the list when it comes to nude sexuality pornography, right? But let me tell you that when you see now, right now, there are a lot of OnlyFans developing, right? Even Instagram is also becoming one kind of OnlyFans. So what does OnlyFans do? OnlyFans basically is a nudity, right? People just go, just show their bodies, and then just people need to pay $50, $5, right? So that you will be a part of that community, and then you can I mean, explore the sexual content, right? But let me tell you that on the long run, all these pornography stars and all these people, they regret doing this kind of activity, because whatever you do, you are generating that kind of energy. And if you are putting this bad energy, the bad karma, it will definitely impact in your life. That's what I have learned. And it is
Yes.
very, no doubt they will make, right? They will make huge amount of money when they're 25 to 35, when they're at the young age. But what after that? Like, what after they lose all the young thing and all the hormones and all that? What will happen? Then they will just see them at one point of, and then they will regret, oh my God, I have done this thing wrong. So now all that money that they just gather, it's of no use, because whatever work you do for earning money, it plays a huge role, right? For example, you are just making someone learn and making someone helping the betterment of the society. Then you are giving the positive energy, and that's why if you earn that kind of money, that it will be abundance into your life. That is the most important thing. How you make,
Hmm.
how you earn money, that is also important.
That is why name and just family, or I could say that it is all about identity of the person is more important than just earning a money or generating a money. Like like there is a one alone person that is called the Poonam Pandey, and she has been not struggling like the others people who belongs to the Mandan family, right? And she is
Yes.
one of the rich girls can be counted. But what is she doing that she's seeking for attention so that public could interact with her, right? Indirectly or just directly also that. But the thing is that now she is just spoiling her just name by showing her just nudity to the people. Now she's serving a pornography to the people, and people are just getting and just they are just being trapped, and they're just paying off some kind of the monies so that they could just see their just more nudity. And now somewhere that she just confined her just nudity as well, because at that time we don't need to just pay them. If you want to see their just nudity more or in a just extravagant way, then we need to just pay more.
Yes.
And that's how that the men's curiosity goes up, right?
Yeah, and that
So
shows, I
yes.
mean, and that shows that at one point of time how we are sexually eager, and how we have sexual urge, right, to get into this kind of stuff, right? And even if they are married, right, they are not satisfied with their partners. So now they will think that, okay, my partner is not good, she is not more sexual, so how can I get that sexual experience? So for experiencing this, they just pay this kind of money, and then they will just make themselves happy by releasing the happy hormones.
And that is why that see what is happening in today's youth. Now the youths are they are just unable to just curb their just emotions, urges towards the people. Right now we can see that we are somewhere indirectly associated with lots of the pornography, lots of the X-rated contents through the movie, through the mobile phones, and we are just having a lot of the content as a X-rated movies. We can say that we are just having lots of the web series also, and they are just producing lots of the content, and people are just getting eager to just get dive towards this sort of the things, and just they are just making their just mind polluted, right? So even if that we want that somewhere that these kind of the ladies as a cold, what should I say, they are the monster lady, And what they are just doing, that they are just playing the emotions with the people, emotions with the young generation, and we are just suffering from this sort of a situation. So yes, it is very, very much difficult to just come out from this entangled situation, right? And people are just paying off. I can see that. Now, I also confess that one of my just friend was there, and he also just come across with this kind of the amount. With there was a lady who were just demanding some kind of the amount so that she could just produce more nudity. And my just one of my just friend, he had to pay so that he could just find more open nudity, right?
Yeah, but at
Yes.
one point of time, this doesn't all satisfy to the number one priority. There is a peace of mind. You are
Hmm.
somewhat, see, we are emotional beings, right? So you, when you do this kind of activity, because you are under stress, you are not having that peace of mind. So in order to release that stress, right, you go towards sexual things because you just wanted to the emotions and the stress get released, right? So peace of mind at one point of time must be our number one priority, and we must work on our mind and our mindfulness if one want to get rid of this kind of thing, right? And it's a kind of addiction, because dopamine addiction, right? So it will continue. Once you jump into this, you will be going deeper, 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 and then you will lose everything. So the main
Urges will
point is,
just come out
yeah,
automatically.
yeah. So your main statement I would like to, even if this kind of girls and models, right, who just expose themselves, right, and they're making a lot of money, right. So even if you get $1 billion and if you are not having peace, it's of no use. Even you learn earn less, but still you have peace. It makes a difference. This is the most important
Yes.
thing to
It
make.
will directly or indirectly just lose the focus and just break the complete attention towards your just goal, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
somewhere that you will be just completely out of the track. And
yes.
yes, the young generation are just going through this sort of a situation. We can't deny it.
Yeah, it's particularly the Gen Z, what you can say. It's a Gen Z generation, born after 1996. That this kind of people.
Hmm.
These are the people, right?
Yes.
And now, due to this, you will suffer a lot of relationship problems also, right? They don't believe in regular relationship. They just think that okay, we can have what you can say, living and that kind of stuff. And they are not also more concerned to producing babies, because I can see new scheme being developed. It is called DINK scheme.
Hmm.
Now, what is DINK scheme? DINK scheme is double income, no kids scheme. This is right now prevailing in India. DINK scheme. So it means
Yes. Right.
they are not having kids, and both partners are earning. So the income will be double, right? And so now the income will be double, but they don't want the hurdles and burden of children. So they will not produce any kind of babies and will live that kind of life only. So now they will think that this is a peaceful life. But at one point of time, when they go into society, they see their friends are having kids, and now so they are also jealous and envy. So this kind of stuff is now more
Hmm.
interesting
Yes.
right now going.
Yes, see, the contents is just coming so toxic. I can see that, and the way that the our just government and we can say that there is a movie kind of the critics, the way they are just signing off and just letting pass this kind of the adult movies, and it is also so much baseless for not for the country, and it is a threat for whole young generation as well. And now they are just, what should I say? Yes, they are just losing all the Siemens, right? They, like, what do they do now? Their charges becomes more and double and tenfold times also. Once they just watch the videos, now they want to just release it because some kind of dopamine or kind of the bad energy just comes from outside as a
Yes.
Siemens, and you just lose the Siemens. At that time you just feel remorseful. Oh my god, what I have done. And that's how you just do it, like each and every day. You are not doing it just for till today. You are just making the same kind of the excuses tomorrow,
It's
today,
yes,
after
doing
tomorrow, and upcoming.
repetitive.
Yes,
It's
upcoming. And see, now the men and the women, they are just going through high infertility these days. They are not able to just produce the baby, as you just told it. And now what do they do? That to just satisfy their urges, they are just adopting orphan children, and they're considering it they are the good parents for those children. Now what did the Sunny Leone did she did the same thing. She just went out some kind of the house or orphan house, and she just took a baby and just treated them like as a their own baby. But yes, see, once you just produce a baby from the parent, so the way that you will just take care for that particular baby, you won't do that to the orphanage baby, right? So somewhere you will just have the lack of love and affections towards the baby who are being produced from the different parents, right? So
Because
yes, I must say that I'm just too.
yeah, because
Go
they are
ahead.
not your babies, right? See, when
Definitely.
you are called as a mother, when you just take all the burden of the child into your womb, and then you are
Hmm.
officially called mother, right? But when you pick up the
Yes,
orphan, you are not actual mother. You've just taken someone
never.
else's child. So your emotions and feeling
Hmm.
for that child will be different.
Yes, same emotion might not come when it comes to the treating the other children. Like, see, when the girls or the women are in the maternity phase, they just go through like 9 month situation, a very, very drastic or very painful situation it is. So at that time, the emotions comes how to take care of your just baby once you will just produce it. So there
Yes,
are a lot of the outlines when you produce the baby, how we can just send them schools. Their curiosity comes, what name should we just put the
yes, yes.
baby so that
Right.
it grows up so that the people can just call them. So yes, all emotion will be just flushed out because of that. Now the people are just losing a kind of the power to just produce of semens on the particular person to just have the baby, right? So yes, there is a lot of the scarcity of this sort of the stuffs and young generation have.
It's kind of energy. Everything is energy. But now the people are making this use of energy into wrong way, right? And there is a law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be produced. It can only be transferred from one form to another. So if you are not transferring your energy
Right,
into some productive thing, you will not produce anything good, right? And you will be actually
definitely.
given to the society. You will be not be fruitful to the society. That is what it means.
Right, right, right.
So
Yes.
what this is the important
So
step
what?
in life. Like this is the how you make money
Mhm.
is also important, right? Everything is energy. Money is also a form of energy.
Mhm.
And so if you are
Money
making
is
money in wrong way, then you have to pay. You have to suffer. There is no
right,
other option.
right, right, right.
That's why I mean I get so much anger on this old Balaji movie and all that stuff. Oh my god. They are ruining the society.
Hmm.
They are damaging.
Somewhere Ekta Kapoor is associated to produce or launch this sort of the movies and sort
Yes,
of the videos, right?
yes, right.
Oh my, see herself as a female gender, and she knows all kind of the sexual event that happens when the male and female person just mingle with each other on the bed, right?
Yes,
So still
yes.
that she is doing the same to just she just forcefully just make us she's provoking us to just come out of the Siemens and release it as a spoil, like in the bathroom or different kind of places, right?
Yeah, so now we are talking about this modern stuff, but remember there is ancient stuff also, which supports that you are
Hmm.
producing this life force and you must utilize this life force only for producing babies and not just wasting on someone other things.
Yes, yes.
And in that way, I
Should be
feel so
used
proud.
those
Yeah,
Siemens.
yeah, and that way I see I feel so proud to be Indian that we are having this ancient culture and scripture which just
Hmm.
teaches you the best way, right? This kind of stuff is not
Yes.
preparing on the Western side. They don't know nothing, right?
Never.
They don't know who
Nothing.
are their babies, who are their partners, and nothing. Right? But our India, it is a great culture. It is a great country. I'm proud to be Indian. When it is in ancient, when
Yes.
you are just when you're just leveling up, it is very much important nowadays. I'm
Right,
really
right,
grateful. I'm
right.
really grateful to
So,
be born as an Indian.
yes, I do confess the same. Like we can see our just forefather, we can see our just ancestor, how they have been just lived their just healthy life without just losing the Siemens, right? Because at that time they were not having that kind of the dark content or red tube kind of the content, so they could just easily get into it and just lose the Siemens. But right now that really just now the youths are become a worry about, like they keep
Yes,
on just worrying for the small sort of the things, forget about or let alone think about like any kind of the big stuffs. Now they are just finding the small things as a challenge.
yes. They
Are
are
you
not.
getting? And they are not able to just
Yeah, they're not able to focus,
go ahead.
not able to socialize because of this kind of stuff, right? Because
No.
and there is also wrong perception about masturbation. People think that masturbation is good, but remember, masturbation is very bad. I had a podcast show. It was done by Ranveer Arabadia, where the doctor talks about the reality. Now, what you see in internet, they are not telling you the real, right? They are not doing from experience, right? But that doctor, which were on the podcast, he told the real truth, because here he is experiencing the patients and the type of worries they come with when they're involved into this kind of masturbation addiction, which is very dangerous. It is damaging the humanity. Oh my god.
You're right. It pollute the mind, not only the mind but also just contaminate your just internal body parts as well, and you just feel disgusting accepting yourself you are a human. And
Yes,
wherever you just will just go, whenever you just happens to see different kind of the people, you will just have the same kind of the idea when you will just come across with the opposite gender, right?
yes.
So this is the kind
So
of the pollute things.
yeah, you will see women from different perspective, from different eyes. And you will see woman as an object and not a human when it comes to masturbation and
Hmm,
pornography. Right? You will just see the
definitely.
woman as an object to satisfy, nothing else. Oh my god.
And you are not
Yes,
supposed to, we are not supposed to give a respect to women, or
yes,
women kind of the, or female gender when it comes to when masturbation has been completely sticks in our just mind.
yes, right. It
Yeah, there
hampers
were a lot of the people who are
in each
experiencing
and everything.
hampers.
In
Yes,
each and every way, it hampers us. This is the really dangerous thing.
definitely. Yes. So it is very much difficult. It becomes a very much difficult when the masturbation comes establishing your just goals and just
Yes,
coming across with your goals. It may not happen. And the masturbation is a thing that will just completely take away not your just energy, and it will just take away just focus also.
yes,
And you just feel like completely defeated at the same particular time.
right.
So it must be given up by everybody. Otherwise, there is no choice, man.
Yes, if we want to improve it, these are the steps we need to take.
But if the person want to dilute all those kind of the masturbation or this kind of negativity, and if they want to nullify all those stuffs, they can just do a meditation. So this
Yes,
is a
that is
kind of
the
the antidote.
yes,
Hmm.
100%. Because you are focusing on yourself, your own awareness, right? That is the meditation, right? And
Hmm.
it will help you to eliminate the emotional stuff. And masturbation arises from emotional stuff only. Sexuality, porn arises from emotional thing only, right? So you are not
Yes,
getting, there
yes.
is something wrong here mentally. That's why you are doing this this sex addiction, porn,
Hmm.
and all that, right? So if you clear this mind, then you just get rid of all this addiction, sex urges, masturbation, porn, and all that rubbish stuff.
Hmm. Yes, I have also seen from my just colleague and also my just peer, and they were just telling that, see, buddy, like whenever I just feel low, whenever I just feel depressed, whenever I just go through some frustration situation, I do resort to this sort of the steps like masturbating or this kind of steps of fapping. So this give me a kind of the energy when I just go on the bed, and it also it also push me to just have a good sleep so that I
Yes,
can just able to sleep. So I think that this is a kind of the they are just making fabricating stories so that they
yes,
could just make it so that they can just escape from this kind of the trap, right?
yes,
So I just let them aware somehow that no, who you are thinking in a wrong way, right? The masturbation is shouldn't be the cause for your antidote, right? So
yes,
antidote is something different. You can just take it as a like meditation or exercise. That will
yes,
just build the confidence. Otherwise, masturbating that will always like deteriorate your body parts, not
yes,
internally and mentally also.
yes, right,
I made them
100%.
aware, and now somewhere that he just confessed. Yes, you are saying right. I did just feel a kind of the guilt when I do it.
Yes, that is important. This is the most important step in which you just told.
Yes, why did
Because
I do that? Now this is
yes,
a sin.
yes, and this is now
Right.
damaging the society everywhere. This is everywhere right now. It's in huge
Yeah,
amount.
it is omnipresent. It is everywhere.
Because
I can see that.
because we were not exposed, having great exposure before, but right now, due to this
Mhm.
development of the social media and technology, everywhere this kind of stuff is there. So now
Yes, yes.
it is dangerous to escape from that. And so that's why I
Very
really,
much dangerous.
yeah, that's why we must limit the use of social media also at one point of time. Because
Right, definitely. I'm just going to agree with you. Yes, like mobile phone is very very much dangerous, and it is a weapon also to just combat with the challenges you will just find as questions. But apart from that, when it comes to the content, like now you will just find lot of the opens applications which are providing you freely, है ना? So that you can just directly get into the application and see whatever video you want, even illegally. Like there are the VPN facility so
Yes,
that any kind of the illegal website can work easily.
yes, yes, right, right.
So sometimes what will happen, like when you are just going through the empty situation or idle situation, like you don't have any kind of works, and still that you are just planning for your study after an hour, but still that you can just think of, and now you are just feeding your just brain.
Yes,
Let's have a watch for. Hana,
yes, yeah,
we are not planning to do a masturbate, but still that yes, these are needed. These are sex education, so we are educating ourselves through the sex activity, right? So once you just get into this, now you involve completely in the wrong doing things.
yes, yes, yes.
And once you just
And
come
it's a
across with
trap.
this, now you are just
Yeah, and
yes,
it's
it is
a
a trap.
trap, right? You will
Hmm.
continue for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you can't get out. You will see more and more that
Never.
stuff. And
Yes.
even the algorithm is designed like this, right? When you see this kind of stuff once, it will pop up again and again, and then you will be able to see that stuff.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's really dangerous. It's
Definitely.
damaging.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's a threat
I
to
think
humanity.
not. It is a great threat. It is
Mm.
profound threat to the human being now. Even if we want that, but the urges always gets doubled once you just get into this kind of obscene, right?
Yes.
Yes. Like, see, I can see these days now people are just become so hybrid with their just body. Now they are just having lots of the body, lots of pack, but from inside they are just completely
Zero.
underway.
Yes,
Are you
zero.
getting?
Yes, zero,
Yes,
zero. Yes,
yes,
completely
they
zero.
are zero, complete zero. They are not even performing well when they just get married. But see, this is a man, they can just beat like 5 to 6%. But what is happening when it comes to producing a baby? They are not able to produce a
Yes,
baby. But
yes,
why is it happening so? Because they have already invested all the Siemens
yes,
in their just young life after watching lots of the bad thing,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, 100%. Now, here I would like to support one thing, right? Osho, right? When you see any kind of spiritual master, right? What they generally talk, right? They just think that this spirituality is going or is elaborating only from sexuality. They say that don't suppress your sexuality, right? But it doesn't mean that you need to masturbate, but you just convey the sexual energy into some creative energy, transform your energy. That's why you see
Yes,
all the spiritual gurus, right? Maybe it's what you can, any kind of baba, right? They're having long beard, right? And then they are master in sexology. That's why they are spiritual. I repeat this. This is the important statement.
yes, yes,
They are master in sexology. That's why they are superior in spirituality. Like that's why you can be spiritual when you're master in sexology. But when you don't master sexology, when you don't know anything about this kind of stuff, then you will not be spiritual anywhere. You will not even be able to focus on yourself, your breath, right? That is important. I have learned from all these sages,
right, right,
and they used to
right, right.
meditate. They used to
This
meditate for years. They used to meditate for years.
Yes, these sages monk are what should I say? They are just amazing. With the way that they just control their the Siemens, the way that is why they are just having the healthy conversation with everybody right now.
Yes,
We can just talk about Sadhguru. We can talk about like a Charji Prasant. We can talk about like there are the numerous people, right?
yes,
They are just completely just coming as a like saint or it's like monk, and now they are just they are just knowing that today's drastic situation as the human are just facing as a young generations, and they that is why they are just coming with the lots of the lecture how you can just satisfy your soul rather than like dive into this kind of the bad stuffs as a masturbation or just fapping alone. So yes,
yeah, and
so
there
we
are
can say that yes, we are just. Mhm.
yeah, and there are three stages, right? When you are only just having food and sex, you are at part one, means lower part, right? But when you are not in food and sex, but in mind, doing something creative, writing poetry, like learning something, then you are at a second stage because you have mastered that first part, that is food sex part, and now you are at second part. And
Mhm.
when you are into third part, it's beyond mind, means it's above that, above sahasra. Means
Beyond
you,
imagination.
yeah, means you just mastered your body, that is food sex, then you have mastered your mind, and now you are mastering that spirit. So there are three layers. So most of the people, most of the
Mm,
younger generation, Gen Z, are into part one only, that is body. And now they are not just focusing on mind and soul, but we need to upgrade from
yes.
body and go from mind to the soul. That is the most important lesson that
See,
I'm.
there are two kind of exercise. There are the two kind of exercise for today's young generation. Now the people think of like how can they just make their just a lucrative or a kind of the pleasant body. So they just visit the gym and they do a lots of the rigorous exercise so that they can just have the toned body so that they could just look smart in front of the mirror in front of the society also. Now they're just looking for the appreciations also. Apart from that, they don't do any kind of exercise so that they could just build up their just mentally active or just become a gymer with the help of the brain. Like they just don't go through as an exercise of reading lots of the books, reading novels, reading some biographies. So if these are also kind of the exercise, if we will just go through this kind of exercise, we will just build our just body, or we will just build our just mental as well. And also it gives our just thought also comes in a good shape, so that we can just do some productivity so that the society can just take as a welfare,
Yes,
right? So yes, so men think of only just going to the gym is necessary. You don't need to just make your just mental, right? You don't have to just take any fruitful things as a mental, and they're just feeding their just body only so that they're just physically they're looking attractive from, but from inside they are so dirty.
yes. And one point of time, I just think that when, let me just give you one analogy. For example, there is one man who is continuously eating, right, and who is energetic, and there is another man who is fasting, right? So, who you think will have a major impact, according to you? I'm asking you, who will be good? The
Mhm.
one who is continuously eating or one who is fasting?
The person who is overeating, it
He
means
will be
the
doing good.
continuing eating.
He will be doing good.
Yeah, no, he won't be able to do good because he's going against the ikigai. Now 80% stomach should be full, 20% stomach should be emptied.
Okay, okay, so you are right at first. So it means that fasting will empower, right? Fasting person. So same
Hmm.
goes with sexuality. When you are doing masturbating and all that, what you are that eating person. So now you will not be good. But when you are fasting, then you will be like a beast when
Mm.
it comes to actual mating. That is the most important
Yes,
thing you can learn and you can get insight from this.
definitely. I do agree. Yes, I can see that. Yes, the perform, like you can see there are a lot of the people who are so happy. Still they don't have the good body. Still they don't have the money. Still they don't have the great property. Why they are just being so much happy? Why they can just show their emotion to the person by just being shown as so much happy, so much successful. Still they are not successful, and we just get so much motivated after seeing this kind of the personality. We just get so much influence and we just
Yes.
worry about it. Why he is or she is so much happy in her just life? Because of that they don't indulge in this kind of activity. So that could be the prime and just first and foremost reason. And apart from that, we are the person, we just keep on thinking no, he does masturbate, but somewhere that he's happy because he is being successful. So somewhere that we are just feeding out the urges also and just putting ourselves in the fool's paradise. Are you
Yes.
getting?
Yes.
So this is a kind of the human nature. So always we have the reason to escape from this, right?
We don't sometimes face the reality.
Yes, we don't want to face. That is why just people should involve themselves by just reading a lot of the books, because book reading is just somewhere that it will it will somewhere divert your just brain from thinking this kind of negativity or some kind of the dull stuffs, right? So because if you have the empty time, use those times for reading, not just for like looking for the video. So even if that you are watching some productive video somewhere, what will just happen? Your just brain triggers at the same time. No, I should just go with that kind of a video. Now my just favorite person are just coming with the new video in the YouTube channel. Let's have a watch. And after just watching, you will just see like lots of the video inside. So once you get into the video, you are just completely trapped. Now you're
Yes.
escaping for help, help, help me, help me, help me. But yes, there is no way coming out.
No, no, no. It's digging deeper and deeper.
Yes.
Now this doesn't stop in long video only, right? This is prevailing in reels and shorts also. This kind of stuff.
Oh my God. These are more dangerous than
Yes.
long videos. I can confess easily. Although that I'm not just somewhere that I haven't just watched any kind of the shorts video until unless there is uses, right? So I can say that I'm safe now. But apart from there are the person now they're just abolishing their just lifestyles by just completely watching this kind of the short video. Even if that